That toy life. To catch these ghosts, you need the real Ghostbusters. That toy life. To catch these ghosts, you need the real Ghostbusters.
Nice landing, Han Solo.
Spaceships and Luke Skywalker sold separately. Batteries not included.
That toy life.
Sound like you were DJing over there.
I was, because that's what's going on with it.
I was bored, so I was going to see what happens if I just started mixing around with it. It was, I was just DJing it. Then,
so I've been watching The Flash.
oh, so you're sticking with it, huh?
I'm sticking with it.
Have they started lightsaber fighting yet?
I think that's the next. Oh God, it has been like a weird season.
They access the morphin grid and stuff.
There's. It's weird because remember how, season 1, 2, and a lot of 3 very solid seasons for me at least. 4, I think, is where it started to get a little wonky. 5 started to get more wonky, and 6 I thought was getting a little bit better because I like the idea that at least if you're not. I found that whenever they had a non-speedster villain, it started to get a little long in the tooth about making the villain last the whole season. Do you know what I mean? Wait, what's Ashley saying? What's going on?
I just realized we're on live.
Yeah.
No, just playing. Go ahead.
No, just like when you're dealing with non-speedster villain and stuff like that, it's just it got too thin with a story of just trying to figure out how this person keeps lasting throughout the season, and then break it up. But this season's just not that good. There's cool moments like I told y'all about the speedster killer Frost moment. Frost moment was pretty awesome, but yeah. I was watching Lois and Clark today instead.
You know what's funny? You mentioned that because I think me and you caught it at the same time because I saw it on HBO Max and just flipped out.
Yeah, they just put it on. It's like just added. I don't know when they added. It had to be just within the last day or two because it just came up in the new stuff. And
what?
Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman.
Oh, so the whole season's on HBO Max.
Yeah. Why do you think I was talking about Terry Hatcher being a dime, man? Back in the 90s.
Oh, Lois and Clark.
Lois and Clark.
Lewis
and Clark?
I was thinking, no, the new one.
Superman and Lois?
Lois. God, yeah. Never mind. Sorry.
For that, you don't get any great shades of Elvis.
It's just Alzheimer's.
Great shades of Elvis.
Welcome to that toy life.
That toy life. No, but seriously, they've got Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman from the 90s on HBO Max. And not only that, they've remastered it. Like they went back and totally remastered it. And it looks really good.
I was surprised how clear it was coming in. Yeah.
I love it. It's one of those good, like corny 90s shows that's just, it's like a feel good, guilty pleasure kind of show.
It's like a couple to watch.
Because I have no qualms about what it is because I like how it was the first time where when I was a kid, I could definitely see that they were marketing towards adults and kids because there's a lot of really heavy adult themes in it, especially in terms of like the love stuff and all that, and the dating life and there's a lot of adult stuff, but then they do kind of pepper in the cartoony comic booky stuff and. And even as a kid, I worshipped the Richard Donner, rest in peace, by the way, the Richard Donner Superman movies. And so the show, the special effects were pretty similar. I mean, I thought they pulled off a lot of good special effects. I still remember the pilot when it came on, when they premiered it. That was a big night. I remember that was I'm sure it was probably one of those things where like, a lot of America was at home what's the new Superman, because probably the last Superman before that was the really terrible Christopher Reeve movie.
No. Okay, I was gonna say technically I would say like Superboy, the Superboy TV show from 89, 90.
Superboy was almost like I didn't even know it really happened because I swore it did, and nobody else. They had no clue what I was talking about as a kid. And I think you were the first one that confirmed for me. I was like, "Wasn't there a Superboy show?" And you were like, "Yeah, it was Superboy."
It was.
And I'm like, "Yeah, that was." Nobody talks about that show.
See, and like this show didn't even keep the same Clark after season 1. I think what happened behind the scenes was he got a DUI. I think he got arrested on DUI.
Yikes!
Between over it, and they replaced it with another actor.
Mm.
No explanation. It's just like, yep, this is Superman. They did a roadie. They pulled a roadie on him. It's just that's him.
Superman shouldn't have DUIs, so
It's true. It's like
But
FUIs or whatever, flying under intoxication.
But what's cool about that show is that if you look at the producers that pop up in it, a lot of them, like I was shocked, because a lot of them are still, good name producers. They still do a lot of high quality stuff, at least for me. Philip J. God, how do you pronounce his name? Sgriccia. It's like Sgicia. Robert Singer, both. So they're both. They worked on Supernatural, and they're producers on Supernatural, and they also are currently producers, I think, on The Boys. Both of them.
And It was Joaquin Phoenix's first foray into the DC universe.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he played a kid. Yeah, there was even a scene where a dream sequence where he put on. He thought he was his Superman suit. Yeah.
Yep.
That's right. No, I thought the show's good. So hopefully now that it's on HBO Max, kids and the adults alike will kind of reconnect to it and stuff. So
wait.
What? Go ahead.
Right, just so we're clear, the Joaquin Phoenix one is the Superboy show, which is not yet on HBO Max. Joaquin Phoenix was on Superboy.
Yeah, but that'll lead to Lois and Clark.
Lois, yeah.
So I started watching it. It was on DC Universe before they canceled DC Universe, but it wasn't remastered. So I was watching some pretty nasty looking Lois and Clark. And I watched probably the first 5 or 6 episodes, I think, because even that show came out at a time when, even though I was still reading comics, I had so much to do. Like I was in high school, I was always on the go. I never stayed around to watch, anything on TV. So I caught like maybe a few episodes of it. Here and there, but so I never really got to. I don't understand the appeal like everybody else has. Oh gosh, I have fond memories of that.
Well, I think for me there is a nostalgia factor, and even going back, I can still. Romance storylines never really bother me. I enjoy them, especially when they're well done.
Yeah.
I will say, like, starting with season 3, after how season 2 ends, because it ends with a big thing happening between them. And then now season 3 is starting to do something along the lines of like where I'm getting a little frustrated, where I'm kind of wanting to say, just move on. You don't need to keep prolonging this. It's that whole will they, won't they thing. But when they get to the will they, won't they, all of a sudden they like step back and they're saying like, oh man, we're scared of what to do. If we actually get them together, we don't know what to do now. So they start prolonging it.
Kind of finding ways to I remember that. I remembered it being so like such a thing to when it finally happened, it was just like it fizzled out. It didn't even matter.
And that was I think that was part of what kind of played against it in the end, because they got canceled when they were under the impression they were getting a 5th season. So everybody was caught off guard. Everybody was under the assumption that they were going to get a 5th season, and then just the ball got dropped by ABC. It's like, nope, that's it. We're done. So and there are, like, when I go back and watch it, there is this like this little idea I feel of that they do feel a little bit ashamed of the comic book group sometimes. I don't know if that's an intentional thing or not, but
I think back then it was because I feel like I mean, I'm not trying to shame anybody, but you know, I feel like in the early, like after the Batman boom, you know, I feel like that was a big thing, but also at the same time, you had all these studios and stuff that really looked at it like, yeah, comics are stupid. So it's the lowest common denominator. We're going to at least like they're going to be like blockbusters. So they're going to have the coat of paint that makes it look like a comic, but a lot of it's just kind of for show. So even with Lois and Clark, it probably was like, we don't want to lean too heavy on comics. People don't care what Mr. Specific is or whatever, you know, all that kind of stuff. So they're gonna probably try to really, you know, they were gonna try to dumb it down, in, you know, in less words. But but I thought that it was a good show for me. It came at a time where, you know, I was young enough that because, you know, I loved, you know, Superman. So it was, you know, I got to watch that, and that was like my next version of Superman, because like I said, you had the first 4 movies, and you know, that last movie was pretty terrible. And so it kind of had fizzled out. You had Superboy, and that fizzled out. So like just having something like Lois and Clark, I just thought it was a pretty cool thing. For whatever reason, it was just something that everybody would watch, even though my parents probably didn't give 2 craps about comic books and Superman and all that, you know, per se. For whatever reason, it attracted them, so then I could watch it, and it was just like a family. It was like sort of in a family. It was like the TGIF kind of thing. So you watch, you know, Full House or, you know, Family Matters or, you know, Lois and Clark or something like that. It was just one of those event kind of TV shows for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But anyway, going back into the toy life.
Yes.
I think there's like a lot of good, pretty decent toy news this week. I know there was like some stuff that had dropped between the Turtles and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Apparently, is there like a mashup that they've started talking about, and now they're finally going to do it?
So is this like a mashup just made up, or is this like based on a comic or something?
I think it's just made up.
Okay.
It says it's based on the crossover comic. So I think
really?
Yeah, so they must have had this in a comic line, because I know Boom is doing the current Power Rangers comics. So I've read like up to a certain point, and then I dropped out after they finished up a storyline. So I'm aware of like a lot of what's going on currently with the comics and Power Rangers, but I stopped with this. I didn't do any of the mashups like they did, I think, Power Rangers and maybe Transformers. I know they did Power Rangers and Turtles, just like they did Batman and Ninja Turtles. So it looks like Hasbro's kind of banking in on that. I mean, they're pretty decent. I mean, it's pretty gimmicky and.
Click. Is there any other pictures? Like if you.
That's what I was going to look at and see if they had more photos.
Ooh, more photos.
Yeah. Now these definitely,
because I think these are supposed to be.
Packaging looks good too.
Who was that supposed to be? Donatello and Leonardo. Yeah.
So they come with Power Ranger head helmets and the turtle helmets.
Yep.
That's really cool that you can switch their heads out. Because I would personally, I like the Power Ranger helmets on them, but I would probably want the turtle heads on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That way it can be more balanced, I guess, in the aesthetic.
Yep.
Yeah. And I like Leo, like this right here. I really like him holding the helmet.
Really cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love it, and that would be my favorite one of all of them, is to get Leo. Well, you know what? I take it back. I did think that Leo would have been my favorite, but no, they've got more that they've announced.
The Raphael one looks really good. So this one is supposed to be, I think, April O'Neil and Michelangelo. April O'Neil's the Pink Ranger, and Michelangelo's the Yellow
which I
Ranger.
think is awesome. I would love to get this Pink Ranger figure, but I still need to get the actual Pink Ranger Power Ranger figure. I need to get her. I've got the White Ranger Tommy, and I've got the Red Ranger Jason.
Speaking of April
that looks
O'Neil,
cool. Look at his face. Oh, look at that party boy.
Hey, speaking of April O'Neil, what's the girl that played her in the
Hogue
movie?
Who?
Judith Hogue.
She's going to be at Atlanta Comic Con in a couple of weeks. Yep.
That'd be pretty.
Yeah, cool. I did kind of like over the last few years, she's like really embraced like the fandom around the first movie. Yeah.
There was
Was there any more?
hold on.
There was there's Raphael and Tommy.
I was gonna say this is really cool. Like Raph's is cool, even though he's got the green, the red going on. So he matches. That's really cool. His Psy, they look so cool. But Tommy as a foot soldier, that's one of my favorites. That's really cool,
great.
Yeah.
Oh my god! The packaging is so cool too.
If I were to get one, that would be the set.
Well, then they also did the one. So this is the one they revealed yesterday.
Oh, this is so good.
This set.
While we're looking at that, what do y'all think about? Like, go back to like that Tommy pick. Yeah. What do you think about crap like that with the around the sword, like the little special effects stuff?
It depends on the product. With Power Rangers, it makes sense. Like I understand why they do it. I don't personally care. It's something like I can give or take.
Is it stuck on there or is it removable?
Like, it's removable.
Okay.
Yeah, you could it's just like little rubber stuff. You just throw it on your weapons. Because some of my regular Power Ranger stuff has some effect. They kind of give them. Some of them will have effects, so it makes it look like they could be throwing a fireball or something.
So it's kind of like the Flash, the Justice League Flash I have that has the
right. That is a good example of probably why you would want to do it, but I wouldn't normally be the one to think about doing that. You know what I mean?
I just think it's wasted product. Like
I can get that.
Yeah, you could do something different, add something else to the figure, other than just some kind of special effect that a lot of times doesn't even look that good.
Yeah, with the Flash figure I have, the little lightning things are cool, but the problem with them is that they're very, very flimsy. They don't stay on very well. Like you have to get them just the right I can see angle, and it's really hard to get them in a position to look in the position that you want them in. So this is the one that got released today. So this is
my favorite.
This is a mix of Shredder and Lord Drakon, I believe, right?
A little bit. It's got hints of Drakon, but it's just kind of like they're giving this one just a morphed Shredder. But I would say it's Drakon, but he's not even using the Drakon shield. It's like the regular Tommy Dragon shield.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is cool. No, I actually like that better. I like this better with the regular Dragon shield. But the helmet is kind of got a little bit of a Lord Drakon feel to it.
Yeah, that's what was making me think of Drakon was the helmet. But yeah, that does look really good.
They add these effects to it, which is kind of like whatever. I don't care, but yeah, I just like this right here. Looks great. That's just a good figure, just a great figure.
And then the speculation is because they've been doing this, every day this week. They've been doing a reveal since Monday, right? If I'm correct, I've been getting emails every day about it from Hasbro Pulse revealing each one. So I think tomorrow, from what I've seen online, the speculation is something with Casey Jones, and people are thinking it might be a hybrid of Casey Jones and the White Ranger. Because those are the only two that we haven't really seen yet in terms of main turtle characters, and unless it's something with Splinter, But I think the odds are more in favor of Casey Jones because it'd be easier for Hasbro to make because Hasbro in their assets.
Have y'all bought any of the Lightning Collection stuff from Hasbro?
I bought
the
Red Ranger, the White Ranger. I think that's it. No, I bought Goldar and Zed, Lord Zed.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only Lightning Collection figures I have.
How do they stand up against a Black Series figure? Are they
They're about
bigger?
the same. They're about the same. It's Hasbro, and you can kind of tell they even use the same face perfection.
Yeah, but even between all the Hasbro lines, they're still like Star Wars is smaller than
Marvel
I would say Legends and
I would say that they're probably about like a Black Series figure because they try to do everything to scale. So like a Power Ranger is probably about the size of a normal Black Series Star Wars figure, but then you get like Lord Zed, he's bigger.
Yeah.
Goldar is even bigger. His wingspan is ginormous, but he's just a big hulky figure. But they're really decent figures. The face sculpts are pretty. I think the only one I've ever complained about was Rita. They did there's like a wedding release. There was a 2-pack with Zed and Rita, and obviously Zed looked great, but Rita's face sculpt was terrible. It was terrible. So hopefully if they do a single release of her by herself, they'll fix that. But yeah, and Bean, we talked about on a previous episode. There's the Lightning Collection, Pudgy Pig, monster coming out in the lunchbox. Yeah. That'll be cool because that was my favorite monster they ever fought for whatever dumb reason. I just thought that was a funny one. And it's cool that they're doing that. I mean, they've been putting out a lot of the monsters I've noticed, and they're big figures. I mean, they're like, I see them at Target a lot for sure.
You know what? Austin may remember this one because you weren't as much into Power Rangers, were you, Ashley?
No, not really. No.
I always thought this was funny. Was who was one of the most promoted bad guys that was actually only seen in one episode? Now think about all the promo material you ever see out there. Can you think of any bad guy, Austin, that showed up a lot, but he was really only in one episode?
Somebody in Power Rangers?
Mm-hmm. Talking about this is like first season, like very, very early on. Remember King Sphinx?
Oh, really? I'm trying to remember.
He was only a one episode bad guy, but they promoted him there was like a ton of promotional because I remember as a kid growing up, he was the one villain. I remember seeing him. Yeah, it's like
about him in the episodes.
No, I just meant like I remember like coloring books, action figures. There was even like I think on one of the VHS tapes, he was on the front of one, and in the episode, he wasn't even in the episode.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Now I see what you're talking about. Yeah, it was like Goldar and King Sphinx would always be almost like they were equals. So you would think
emotional henchmen, yeah.
Yeah, he would be a henchman, and he never was. He was just a monster, like you said, in one episode. But for whatever reason, he had an aesthetic that they just promoted. That
was one they promoted heavily back when it was at its zenith, like right at the beginning. And
there is a figure of him out, a Lightning Collection figure of him out as well.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's Power Rangers in a nutshell.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of wanted to dabble in them just because just to get like the first.
I'd like to see
5 team, the members of the first team there.
If you're going to say that's where my cutoff is. I watch all the way up till they do trade out to members. So when you get to the Ninja Zords, that's where I bowed out because that was basically the first Power Rangers movie, and that's where I bowed out. So. Yeah, but dude, if you just go and watch the first 5 members, like watch that storyline, which is like basically the first season is what they consider it, but it's like I think 60 episodes long. Yeah. But that's I like how it's corny, but it's solid.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm curious about how Ashley would watch this. Well, fresh eyes as someone who didn't watch it as a kid, who doesn't have the nostalgia goggles like us, because this is some dialogue. This is some actual dialogue from the first episode. Alpha 5, I want you to locate 5 teenagers with attitude.
Yes. I've seen a few episodes. I know what it's like, and I know the bullies, the big dude and the small guy.
Bulk and Skull?
Bulk and Skull, yeah. I mean, I even went to the movies and saw the actual Power Ranger movie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've dabbled in it. It just wasn't my... Like I said, I even got the little Tommy Teaches Karate VHS.
Oh yeah, I have that. Yeah, I have that.
And I was just in my bedroom, kicking and punching.
Then looking back on it, my cynicism now, I'm like thinking like, man, that guy's just trying to promote his own like karate brand. That's it. Yeah. That's all he was. That's all he was doing.
Oh yeah.
And Jason David Frank, he's a character when you see him. Like, I will say I do like that he really has embraced the fandom. He loves the fans. If somebody asks him to like do the like evil Tommy laugh, he doesn't really have any problem doing it.
Yeah. But I'll tell you though, he's one of the few though, like your childhood heroes where if you came up to him and met him, you would be afraid like he could kill you for real. Yeah. Like he would murder you because he's tough, but in real life he really does all that stuff. Like especially he's like an MMA fighter and stuff. He's crazy.
Who, Tommy?
Yeah, I mean, he actually, he has I think out of all, I think all of them were in one way or another. They had some good background in physicality. Because I think Austin St. John, I think he was, he had some,
I think it was like karate and
fighting
gymnastics
on his belt, didn't he?
Yeah, I want to say probably karate and gymnastics.
Yeah, Amy Jo Johnson, like even in the first episode, you see, she's doing gymnastics on the, that's really her, not in the, they just show her like doing gym stuff in the little place, so it's really her.
Yeah. I think most of them was either a
gymnastics
like
or
it was either gymnastics or martial arts, but like that was.
But what about what's his name? It's not COVID. This is coffee.
David.
David Yost.
I think he was like gymnastics. And,
gymnastics. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like gymnastics and theater or something like that.
Which one?
So he was
Billy.
Billy. Yeah.
Because I mean that wouldn't surprise me though if they weren't, at least with his character, if they weren't looking for someone who was too skilled, at least to start with, that could maybe train. Because he's the nerd, he's the typical nerd type. It makes sense for him not to be as physically capable as the rest of them.
What about Zach?
Zach, oh god, what was
he had hip hop training? That was just so sad.
Walters something.
Every time I saw him, he was like doing some dancing or something. I'm like, dude, that's
it was like, well, that was pretty sad. I mean, it was like they made him the character that had to be the one that was the hip hop and dancer. Yeah. And he was the Black Ranger.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if only they would have let him embrace it even more. It was just sort of like you could tell it. I don't know. It was almost like he was put there and told what to do. And then on top of that, then they had the Asian character be the Yellow Ranger. It was like
Trini.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah.
So it was. You don't think about that when you're a kid, but then looking back on it, you were like, "Oh, that's some questionable decision."
Really on the nose there.
Yeah. But
I'm sure.
Well, at least they didn't have a. Well, at least was Austin St. John a Native American? Had the Native American background? That would have been more. That would have been even worse. That'd been terrible.
I don't think so.
Good.
I don't know. Man, but no, I was speaking of that before we move on. I actually got to, I think we may have talked about this in the previous episode, but I got to meet him at a toy convention and get an autograph.
Austin St. John?
Yeah.
Did you tell him your name was Austin?
I think so. And I think we had that look like it was just like, oh, name. But I didn't want to give an obvious joke. So I don't think I really try to make any smart
Was that Dragon Con?
Dragon Con, yeah. But I'll tell you, I will say this, and this is, I'll say it on the record. And I didn't mind. I'm like, look, I'll pay it. But Jesus, I mean, his autograph was $60, and I've never. I don't know if I've ever paid that much for an autograph before, because I've even bought like Star Trek autographs and stuff before. But I guess like it's just kind of gone up or whatever. But that when I went and got that, I'm like, I just felt like, you know what? Listen, it's probably helping going towards something for him. So I'll help him out.
That's how much I paid for Billy D, $60.
That's what I'm saying. And see, that makes sense because that's Billy D. Williams. But that was a Celebration, right?
Yeah, that was a Star Wars Celebration.
Dude, wasn't that crazy? Celebration was insane. That was I mean, I don't know if I could do a convention like that again because it was just too many lines. Like you just really had to be.
I don't know, man. I loved it.
Yeah,
I'd go. You know what? It would probably have to be. So I know my wife would never go to one again. So maybe if me and you went, and if I had a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
The thing is you just have to wait in lines. If you want to get good stuff, you have to go jump and get in lines and things. And it just, or like not just that though. You had to be in lines like the day before or something. Like if you wanted to get good seats and stuff.
I remember my kids are watching the OC right now. All right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're going back through that.
That's a trip back.
And I was telling them, I said, I was about 5 feet away from Rachel Bilson. They were saying, when? I said, what, Star Wars Celebration? I said, I was in the front of a line just for an autograph, and she came like walking right by me a couple of times. And I scratched my head when she walked by the first time. I was like, is that Summer off the OC?
Was she just there as like a fan?
And then, no,
she was married to Hayden Christensen.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
So she was with it was her and her kid, right? And
are they not still married?
No, I think they divorced.
Okay.
But she kept walking by me, and I was like, I know that person. Like literally, I could have just reached out and grabbed her, shoulder and said, "Hey, I know you."
That's kind of what happened to me with. I'm trying to remember her name. She was an American actor. I know she was like in a lot of the horror movies. Do you remember Danielle Harris? No.
Oh yeah.
Danielle Harris?
Yeah.
So like I was at Dragon Con one time, and this was like the day before. I think it was like on a Thursday.
Yeah.
And I was just outside waiting for some people to come out because I'd already gotten my pass and all that for the day. I just remember standing outside kind of alone, or I thought I was alone, waiting, and kind of looked to the corner, and it was like a little. At first glance, I thought it was a little girl. Like I thought it was a little like somebody's.
Because she's very short. Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
Short,
I mean, she was. I thought it was somebody's little girl that was also waiting outside.
Yeah, I think she's just below 5 feet tall, isn't she?
Something like that.
Yeah,
I can find out for you.
But
she's 5 feet exactly.
Yeah.
But no, it was weird because I'm just sitting out there and I turned my head and look, and there she is, very short. And then and it was weird because I had to do a double take because not only that, she's wearing because at first I wasn't noticing what she's wearing. I was a little girl. Look again. No, it's a woman, very small and wearing like a very skimpy dress. Like she's wearing like a purple dress with purple. I just feel like she was wearing, I think, like purple heels.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that, maybe purple polish. She was just like, she just looked done up, but like at the same time, it was conspicuous enough.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I had to look at her and I was just like, and also I think she was smoking a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I just saw Danielle Harrison, and she nodded to me. She said, "Hey," and I just said, "Hey" to her, and then I just wandered off. But like, sure enough, it was Danielle Harris.
Dude, that's the cool thing about Dragon Con is that you could just be walking anywhere and bump into like some celebrity.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I was walking through one of the hotels, and there was Lou Ferrigno walking just like right by me.
First night I ever went to my first one, so this would have been what was my first year there? Was it 2007, 2008? But yeah, very first time I went, sitting in the lobby, we were waiting to be able to get our rooms, and I saw two people within the span of time while I was waiting, sitting and waiting. Saw Nathan Fillion up at the desk, just like I think he was talking to the desk people. I guess I don't know what he was doing up there, but he was talking up at the front desk, and then passed right by us going to the entrance was James Marsters.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Yeah,
that's what I love about the Dragon Con too, is that little celebrity area. Mm-hmm. Because the last one we went to, and I can't remember what that was it 2019 Dragon Con?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Daniel and Johnny from Cobra Kai were there signing autographs. I mean,
really?
I was so close to them. Yeah.
Ralph Macchio?
Yeah,
and
the same booth.
Man, that's awesome. Oh, man, I would have loved to have met both of them now. Especially after seeing Cobra Kai, I would have loved to meet the guy who plays Johnny.
And in that same one, I think Zachary Levi was there too. Because of Shazam, yeah.
Oh man!
I remember seeing him. I saw him. I walked right by him.
Dude, he's tall.
He was tall. And he
was. Oh yeah, he's a tall dude.
Yeah, he was tall, but he was like real active. He was real cool. Like you could tell he was really, really cool with his fans. Mm-hmm. Like real active. You know what I'm saying? Like real, like out there and handsy and stuff. It was really cool.
And the weird thing is, comparing Dragon Con, because I've not been to any other conventions that are like that. I'm not sure how the atmosphere is at something like Comic-Con or something like that. But there's always been much more of a loose atmosphere when it comes to the celebrities and what they'll do. That seems like they're much more willing to go, just hang out, at the parties at night and the clubs with the fans. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember hearing I remember hearing one night about after the next morning someone was talking about one night they saw Michael Rosenbaum from Lex Luthor from Smallville. I think he went up to this guy who was talking to some girl, and he just went up behind him and said, "Go on, ask her out. Go on, do it." Just right in the middle of the street, just messing with people.
No, that happens. I mean, there's a lot of good stories you could have at Dragon Con. I mean, it's called Nerdy Graw for a reason.
Yeah, but Yeah, I mean, and I've never gotten any autographs myself. But anytime I got an autograph, it was for someone else. And but second time we went, Austin was with me for this one. I went and got an autograph from Sam Witwer, and that was pretty cool. He was shorter than I expected him to be. Like I thought he was going to be a taller dude, but he went too much taller than me. I think he was around Austin's height.
Huh. Yeah, no, I was going to say the guy that plays, I think it was Jamie Bamber that played
Adama.
Yeah. What was his name in Battlestar?
He was Adama's son. I forgot. Yeah. He's an Adama.
Yeah. Anyway, he was seeing him. He was probably like 5 foot. But
he's a shorter dude.
Who was it, Ashley? You said you had seen your first person you saw? I had a good story to tell about that. Who was the first person you mentioned that you saw at Dragon Con?
Lou Ferrigno?
Yeah. So there was that year I actually got to stay at the center, the hub of Dragon Con at the Marriott.
Mm-hmm.
I come to find out Lou Ferrigno was staying, I think, in the room next to us. Yeah. And I had to follow him to our room one time. So it was like I had to get off. We didn't ride the elevator together, but we got off the same floor to get around the same time together, and I ended up having to walk behind him, and he was, it wasn't like he was going slow, but I had to walk behind him and watch him. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's Lou Ferrigno, and watch him as he goes. And he just walked into his room and I'm going into my room at the same time. It was just one of those odd occurrences. And then later on, we both ended up that's right. I wasn't going back to my room, I wasn't leaving my room, but I was going back to my room again. And this time I saw him coming out of his room, and he walked by me, and I got to actually say hey to him. I just thought that was pretty. I was tickled by that. I'm like, Lou Ferrigno's in the room next door, so we could party the hard, and he wouldn't even know.
Well, I know that same year that Zachary Levi was there, I was walking. I don't know if I was with you or BJ or somebody. I was walking by Mark Singer's booth. You know Mark Singer?
Yeah,
Beastmaster.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And V. But he had nobody in his line. I was just walking by. He came out and literally stopped me, shook my hand, and was like, "Hey, glad to see you here." And I'm like, "You're Mark Singer." I don't know how to act around celebrities. I was just
I was starstruck.
Beastmaster when I was a kid all the time. He said, "Well, we're here. Talk to us, man. That's what we're here for."
No, that was one of my first, the first year I was ever at Dragon Con, the first person that kind of I engaged with. Well, it was Ray Park was technically, I think, the first person, but John Wesley Shipp, the first, the Flash.
Mm-hmm. Yes, awesome.
Me and him chit chatted for a while. I didn't. I feel bad. I should have got an autograph. I didn't, because I was at the time I didn't know how much autographs were per person, all that kind of stuff. I just didn't know how it all worked yet. I hadn't had time to figure it out.
And so it was cheap back then too.
Yeah, but he was probably wanting $20. I should have got it.
That would have been awesome.
But I just remember he was selling the DVD set too, and I could have bought the DVD set and had him sign it.
Oh
crap.
Man,
I just loved that guy though. He was just so nice, and I'm sitting there thinking you were Bastion's daddy on Never Ending Story Part 2.
But
and you know what else is cool about Dragon Con is every time you go, they're gonna have 10 people from the CWDC shows there.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is while you say that, my wife at the time saw him, and I'm sitting there the whole time starstruck. So I'm like, it's the Flash. Oh my God, it is the Flash. And she's like, that was Dawson's dad. Yeah. And I'm like, who? And I was like, who? And so I'm like, all right, never mind.
I forgot about that.
Yep, he was Dawson's dad.
Man. Yeah, I think I might have said this. I might have actually said this on the show before. That I actually rode an elevator with Linda Blair.
Oh, really?
Did she rotate her head backwards and talk?
No, she was talking to some. No, it was a weird ride though. No, because I was riding down from my room floor to the lobby area. And I was riding it down. She was with somebody. I'm guessing it was her manager or her agent or somebody. But I was kind of just getting a standoffish vibe. I was on the other side, and I was just standing there. I had my bag, and I had some blood on my shirt, stuff like that. I didn't look off or anything. No, I just stood there. I was just standing there. I knew who she was. All I was thinking was, okay, that's Linda Blair, and and she just kind of it seemed like she was just trying to like keep chit chat, like to make it look like she was busy. So she was kind of giving this vibe like, yes, I'm busy, so don't talk to me. And I was just like, I'm just riding this. I don't really care. I mean, that's cool that you're there, but I'm not someone who's like an Uber fan. Like I'm going to go like, oh, Linda Blair. I mean, it'd be cool, to meet you, but I'm not going to go out of my way, So I'm just standing there polite at the other end. I'll let them get off first when we get down, and then I leave. I was like, yeah, that was weird. Okay.
I bet she does have creepy dudes though that like come on.
It probably does. I mean, all I did was I stood at the other end. I gave them my space, and I was like, yeah, okay. That's how this is going to go. I'm just going to stand over on this side.
Yeah, I never like when I approach celebrities and stuff like. I don't like to do the selfie thing, or if anything, if I'm a big fan, I'll try to at least tell them, and just move on because I can't. There ain't no, and I don't ask for an autograph per se.
Yeah, me neither.
The only time I'd ever do something like that was like if you're like I found that if you go see a concert you like at like the Tabernacle in Atlanta, you can there's a spot you can wait at near where the tour buses are, and usually bands will go out there, and if fans are waiting they'll go out there and you can have them take pictures and sign autographs and stuff. And see, I think that's totally cool if they want, that's them taking time out saying, all right, come on, like I want to spend time with my fans. They want pictures, but at the same time, I can't stand doing the pictures.
I wouldn't even
I'll be like, here you go, autograph for sure. I mean,
I wouldn't even feel comfortable. Yeah, I wouldn't even feel comfortable. Like if I'd only feel comfortable even asking for it if we had like just sat and talked for a few minutes, and actually, had a good little chit chat, and then I'd maybe feel comfortable. But then again, at that point, I'd be like, oh, that just feels impolite to ask for it now. We just had a good time, just kind of shooting the S, the crap.
Well, that's why I feel like with doing that, like with bands and stuff, it's just a sign of appreciation. Especially if you just go in and go like, here, sign this, and just tell them like I'm a huge fan. They just kind of know it and they just go with it.
Yeah.
But anyway, was there any kind of I'm trying to think of any other toy news that was major. Does anybody have any ideas of something that they saw that was pretty big?
I'm trying to think. Maybe.
Well, I think today, I think NECA announced that the Casey Jones Unmasked figure, it's going to be through Walmart. I think I'm pretty sure that was today. It was put out.
That sounds about right. Just the way they do the, like NECA does that with Walmart for whatever reason. Especially I've seen with Ninja Turtle figures like those. Those shredders started
Super
hitting
Shredder
the market.
figures.
Yeah, they started hitting the market pretty crazy.
Is that Hot Toys right there? No, Prime One Studios like statue.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about 15.
I would love to have this.
Yeah, it's about $1,500. I guarantee you. Let's see. Yep. 17. I'm wrong. 200 below.
Yeah.
I mean,
wow,
yeah.
That is redonkulous.
Is it posable?
No, it's a statue.
So it's like, okay, oh, it's a statue. Okay.
Yep.
Yikes.
You pay for that quality.
Yep. It comes with a cool little display. I mean, that is cool. I mean, it looks like it popped right out of the movie,
Just but as much as those nipples are popping off that suit.
Pop. Like how we say pop on this.
Yeah, so go back down. This was a big letdown for me.
Yes.
Right? McFarlane hypes up his new store release, and you go to his store.
Slim Pickings.
Yeah, Slim Pickens, and he's promoting this gift pack with all the Batman The Last Night on Earth figures. There's nothing different about them. They're all freaking the same figures that we've already bought in a display box. Who's going to drop 125 on that?
That's crazy.
I just find it funny that it took his company this long to come up with their own online toy shop.
Yeah.
I mean, after everybody else already figured it out years back, we needed to, get on this train and start, kind of, if we can, at some points for people, cut the middleman out, so they can get a better, profit share.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hasbro Hasbro has, Hasbro Pulse, and I think they have their own regular Hasbro shop, don't they?
I don't know, but you know they're still going to pay a middleman because unless they're managing their own warehouse,
that's true. Yeah, that is true.
You know they're,
but they do lose a share, I imagine, if they're distributing like through Walmart or like Target.
Yep. So who knows who manages this warehouse for them? It's probably like Entertainment Earth or something.
Yeah, for this to be your little flagship item to like promote your own store. Yeah, that seemed like a really poor choice.
Yep. I mean, to me, it would be something new.
Yeah, that's why I said it was like a poor choice. Like, okay, let's make a whole set of things we've already made, and then also we're going to do the minifigure. Just put it all together, like, the King Shark mini.
Or even do something like take that John Stewart Green Lantern that you released and give him a different head, like some alien head to make another Green Lantern and call it. I mean, that's what he's good at, repackaging the same figure with a different head and charging $20 for it. Why not do that?
Oh man, I was gonna say until you said like the whole just reusing the heads is like, yeah, that's true. I was thinking of a mega figure they could do, but they haven't. I'd like them to do a Kilowog. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah.
Make a mega figure with him.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, there they are.
So have you opened do y'all have the Superman one? The Zack Snyder Superman?
Yeah,
I don't have mine yet. He has
you
a
opened
black
it?
suit.
Yeah, I've opened it.
So what do you think about the ankles? Are yours loose?
I haven't really flexed them much. He's like, he's on the flight stand. So I got them kind of, I've got them at the kind of loose, kind of, the typical Superman kind of dangled almost angle.
Yeah.
I haven't messed with them too much. I'm trying to make him stand on them or anything.
Anything.
Are they bad?
Yeah, they're really bad. They're ugly too. God almighty. Those ball joints look ugly.
I need to, I think I told you about earlier in the week. I think I need to try to get some stands anyways for some of these figures that are like really hard to like stand on their own.
Mm-hmm.
I bet the NECA stands would probably work.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get specific stands, the ones that not just the foot stands, but I want to get ones that like will hold you by the waist.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing.
Yeah, because you can do more dynamic stuff with it. You can do like a little jumping motion, or you can do like a flight motion.
Yeah. And NECA puts out those too, don't they?
They do.
Yeah, they do. Okay.
Yeah,
they do.
I was thinking. But
I was just thinking about the foot stand type.
So let me spoil the first 10 minutes of Suicide Squad for you. Okay, so.
Yeah, does it say the Suicide Squad at the beginning?
Yeah, not right at the beginning, but about 10 minutes into it, yeah.
Okay.
How are you liking it so far?
Yeah, I mean, it is good. I mean, nothing like, woo, this is the best movie ever. But, I mean, there's a few laugh out loud moments, so I would expect that in a James Gunn movie, Music's good so far. So it's
there's this, I hope you're not following that attitude I'm seeing like from people. Like it feels like that's almost like I don't know if they're angry that like James Gunn is making a DC movie or like I don't know what it is. Like what? I saw one person like get mad, say something because this is someone I know, and I was just like, what's your deal, dude?
Yeah, no.
He's like he was saying like Harley Quinn was written so well in Birds of Prey and stuff. She was so intelligent, and James Gunn just makes her dumb. Just that's what happens when you have a man write a woman's character. It's like you're flexing way too hard here. No, that's why I made the little post I did. I was like, and he commented on it because.
Yeah, I mean, I've only seen 10 minutes of it, so I can't say whether it's a great movie or not. But I mean, what I've seen so far is
I'm just tickled that it's getting really great reviews. I'm pretty certain I'm going to end up enjoying it, because I have very low standards. But I just find it funny when people get so angry about something doing well.
Yeah.
Which one of these do you have, Ray?
I got the two on the left. Middle and the left one. I have,
the John Travolta and.
Oh man, I could add that. I could show that in my haul today too, because I did get that one since the last episode.
Love this Flash figure.
Yeah, those lightning things are so flimsy though.
Yep. Those look cool, man. Darkseid towers above Batman. But the scale on these things is awful too, man.
On the McFarlane figures?
Yeah, like Superman, he's like the tallest figure I have so far, almost.
Really?
Yeah. He's taller than Wonder Woman 1984, and she's, huge. So in my video I compared him to like the Action Comics 1000, and he's like a whole almost head taller than Action Comics 1000 Superman. And I'm like, come on, man, just get the freaking scale right and change the ankle articulation. This could be a great, super great line. But to me, I mean, right now, until that gets fixed, like the DC Universe Classics is still my favorite, DC line.
Okay.
So we're talking about
weird
hauls.
flex.
Yeah. We're getting close. So let's go ahead and do hauls.
All right. Who wants to start? Austin's got the big stuff, so we'll do him. We'll save him for last. I'll go ahead and get my stuff out of the way.
Okay.
So, guys, you all saw me reaching for earlier. I did finally get unmasked Bruce Wayne from Justice League with his kind of Travolta face.
Yeah.
Superman, you said you'd help me save the world, man.
I kind of like the sculpt. The sculpt there. It reminds me of it looks like, to me, the style, it looks close to what Disney was doing with the Star Wars Elite series figures, like the die-cast figures.
Mr. Carter.
Just better. I mean, those are a tad bit better, but they look similar.
Mr. Kent.
Are you going to take that one out and pose him too and stuff?
I'm thinking about it. I haven't done it yet. The thing that irks me is because there is something out of here I really want, and it's the grapple gun, because it didn't come with the regular figure. It's something that's only with this version, I think. I don't even think the goggles up version has it. I want to get that out.
Got to get that extra 20.
Yep. This came in today. I got Bloodsport.
Is that the masked one?
Unmasked.
No, unmasked.
It was the one I wanted. I wanted the unmasked one for Bloodsport. I don't know, for some reason, I'd like the helmet. Just never clicked with me that well.
Mm-hmm.
But I dug this. Just the suit itself looked great even without the mask. So
he's got a piece of King Shark.
Yeah, I got a piece of him. So this came with the chest pieces, the chest and the back.
Nice.
And last but not least, this is something I've been waiting on: the Bad Batch shuttle.
Ooh, that looks nice.
Oh man, yeah, I can't wait to crack this open this weekend. Build this.
Don't you love it when you have like a good Lego project to look forward to, especially on weekends?
Man, yeah. I love that. Yeah, I love that it comes with the whole crew. All 5 of them. I mean, no, it doesn't have a mega or anything, but yeah, I love that it's got all 5 of them and the Gonk droid.
Gonk.
That would probably be my favorites, the Gonk droid.
Gonk droid.
All right, so that's up for me.
All right, so me, I'll go first. Mine is very G.I. Joe centric this week. Baroness Pop from Funko.
So is this just regular G.I. Joe, like from the cartoons?
Yeah, This is their retro toys line of pops.
Okay,
so,
cool.
Yep, so her. Then Dr. Mindbender.
Ooh.
Pulled him 2. And then somebody I've already taken out of the package, which is Baroness from G.I. Joe Origins Snake Eyes movie.
So Samara Weaving?
Yep. No, the other one.
Oh.
The bad guy. I can't
Samara Weaving was Scarlet. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Like Ursa something. Foreign name.
Looks good though. I like that figure.
Yeah, I mean, it looks just like her. So, I mean, pretty
yeah, we made a mistake though last week when we were talking about Origins. Samara Weaving. Did you say that Hugo Weaving was her dad?
Is it her uncle? Maybe
he's her uncle. Wrong. Yeah, he's her uncle. Okay.
Yeah, I probably misspoke and called him her dad. But
I didn't realize till later. Yeah.
But they look alike. They both have this evil look in their eye. I hate to say that, but they both have that arch that just looks like they could like she could play a good villain.
Well, yeah, I mean she plays a great one in The Babysitter. Yeah, the 2 Babysitter movies. Yeah. So is that it for you, Ashley?
That's it for me. That's it for you. Big week.
So Austin, you teased us with this earlier today.
Well, I'll to be honest with you, it came as a surprise because I wasn't expecting it this early, and then I just got a message that not only was it shipped, it was like boom, it's shipped. It will be there tomorrow, and I'm like, whoa. just in time for the show. And sure enough, it got here, and I had to like do a little preparation for it. But I'm sure
that's actually what happened with me with the Bloodsport. Like I got the notification yesterday, like the day before yesterday, that it was shipping, and then all of a sudden it showed up today.
I'm looking at Austin's address.
No, you aren't, but you can see that it's obviously from Walmart.
Yep.
But no, I just had to get this in for pre-order.
Oh, cool, awesome.
The original, the classic Ecto 1 from the 80s.
Oh,
this used to be my toy. I mean, oh my God, I ran this thing till the wheels fell off, literally. I mean, this thing was special. But they've pretty much just like they used the original packaging and everything and re-released it.
Do you think Do you think they still had the original molds for it to make them? Oh,
probably.
Man,
I mean, it
really
looked
cool.
like everything was original. See, if you look, here's the.
No putting stuff together. It just comes right out like that.
No. I put you put stickers on it and put some of the stuff. It's I mean, there's not much to it. I mean, it's it's mainly to fit your Ghostbusters figures.
Mm-hmm.
Like put them in and ride around, because you got like the doors on the sides open. I always thought that was one cool feature was your side doors like actually open, and then you have the tail that opens. So
do you have any of the figures to go with it?
I've got all the figures. They're just in my living room.
So don't lie. Did you drive it around on the carpet with the
not
figures?
Not yet, but it's happening. It's just not yet. I haven't had time. That's why I haven't had time, but it's coming. But no, there's this what's a really cool feature, and I had completely forgotten about this until tonight. I forgot that there's a little switch feature right here. It's like the cheap, because all this is plastic. There's no electronics, but there's a ghost catcher. Oh, I forgot to say, look, for the car, you have to put the little chair that a Ghostbuster would ride in. You strap him in. He's got some ghost blasters, I guess is what you call that, in there, and they just ride around, hoping to God that whoever's driving can drive good, because otherwise they're going to hit like an overpass.
Going on there, Mr. Bean is sitting on top of the car.
Yeah, but no, I like how it came with a little ghost, but it's kind of weird. Like you wouldn't really catch ghosts this way, but you have like, let's see. So you switch this, you can pull this little hook.
So you're gonna hook them and bring them into the car.
Yeah, you got to go fishing, baby. You got to go fishing. So you just got to hook that mug somehow like that. You got him, and then once you get him, this little tail feature, you just kind of like flip it so that when you're driving, it'll pull it. It's supposed to pull it up, but you're.
So the wheels work as like the reel in.
The reel in, yeah. And so then I can do like that and close it, and see in this right here, it's just like a little
lock in place to. Switch.
Now I'm just imagining one morning, like Candy wakes up to the sound of like something down the hallway. It's just she touches on, is gone from bed. No, she just listens, and all of a sudden, she gets up, she walks down the hallway, and then all of a sudden she sees you in the living room. It's like,
because then she would be the Stay Puft. I'd be like, it's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Oh no, keep it in there.
It comes. And then she's just like, this would be her. She'd just be like, typical. Always playing.
Come make me some breakfast, Austin.
Yeah, I know, pretty much. But no, I mean, it's just funny to see this in such clean, pristine condition. Because I mean, it's white for one. So when you're a kid, this thing's getting dirty, no matter what.
Oh yeah.
But
damage, some bleach.
Getting to open it again, and putting the stickers on it again and stuff like that. I mean, it's special. This is a really special toy. I always wanted this, but I just didn't want to spend $100 to a collector for this, like on an original. I would rather just. Like I don't mind buying a re-release. Yeah. It's just for me to put in my house as a display item. I mean, I'd rather pay $30 than $100.
Yeah, I can get. Yeah, I can understand.
Especially the fact that it's an exact replica. So it doesn't bother me because I don't plan on reselling it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, I can understand that because when it comes to certain figures and prices too for what you get, yeah, there are limits. Like earlier today, me and Brittany went to the comic book store, and because she wanted to pick up some dice for her classroom, she had some little project she's doing with them. But while she was looking at that, I went and looked at some of the figures they had, and there's some special line of Marvel like MCU figures. I can't remember the name, but they're like very detailed MCU figures. They're probably about yay high. Comes in kind of like a squarish box. I can't remember the brand name. Very squarish. And I saw like 2 Captain Americas. Like one was, one was just regular Captain America, and one was like from Endgame or something like that. And then there's Loki.
How much were they?
$92 each.
Maybe like Mayfix or something like that.
I don't think it was Mayfix, but I just saw that, and all I was thinking was that's all I'm probably going to do with that is just find the version I like the most, pose it somewhere, and that's all it's going to be. I don't feel like that was $92 worth.
Yeah.
So
it's just how it is. I just don't like. At that point,
that.
You're paying for your memories. You're paying for your nostalgia. I'm a cheap person when it comes to that, so I can't pay too much. But I think that's going to wrap it up for this week. I think we've got it all taken care of, all wrapped in a pretty bow.
Sounds good to me.
Hopefully this time next week we may have all seen the Suicide Squad, and we can all share our thoughts on it.
Yep.
I mean, I'm just unabashedly going to shield for it, obviously,
Yes, you are.
I mean, I'll go, call James later, and, he can send me a check. But,
yeah,
we're pals. We're pals,
I'm hearing good stuff. I'm excited. I can't wait to watch it.
Me too.
All right, guys. That does it for this week. Peace out.
Later days.
That toy life. To catch these ghosts, you need the real Ghostbusters.
Nice landing, Han Solo.
Spaceships and Luke Skywalker sold separately. Batteries not included.
That toy life.